Okay, people, let's talk about blasphemy. This is, you're gonna need to understand the context in which this occurred, and if I sound a bit shaky or out of it, I'm on a new medication for my, pulled muscle in my back, so I'm a little out of it, and I kinda hope this picks up well anyway. But, so, to start the story, I was looking up black metal videos on YouTube, because I do that, because I listen to it. And I came across a New Catholic Generation listens to black metal, and they were listening to Immortal, and sort of explaining how heretical it is, which is ironic considering they're not really a heretical type black metal outfit. Everything they talk about is fictional in a canon, so... But beside that, it's ironic that I started with that. Because the next video, they did this clip played.
Oh, sweet baby John Calvin, please now.
And I thought it was funny because, well, although I don't know much about Calvinism, the amount I do know is about literally working your way into heaven, but it was interesting. And, you know, I kind of just thought, where did that come from? Okay, next thing I watched was Catholics Discuss Would You Vote for God, which is an animation by Dark Matter. I find his animations interesting. I really have nothing else to say about that, but this happened here, and, well, you'll see.
Why everyone should always change their instances of saying Jesus or God to saying the name of a Protestant reformer? Oh, my sweet baby Martin Luther.
Yeah, well, you got some comments about that.
I have.
Sweet baby John Calvin, I believe it was.
Because people were confused. They were like, you were saying, oh, sweet baby Martin Luther, like you were talking about him in a positive way because he was your sweet baby.
No, it's like, it's one of my things. I used to have a major problem with saying, oh my God, and sweet Jesus, and just all this stuff. And then I was like, oh wait, no, that I can't do that. No.
Take Martin Luther's name in vain.
I can take Martin Luther, I can take Henry VIII's name in vain. I'm good with that.
Oh, sweet God's not dead too.
Help the young Messiah!
And then using the name of Martin Luther like that happened, I actually felt thunderstruck or struck with a sense of probably what most people would consider blasphemous. Not because I believe in it. I definitely don't, but it was strange because I went to a Lutheran school for 4 years, and Martin Luther was always held in high regard, obviously. And I actually played him in a skit for church once, even. That was not that fun. It was like a giant fur coat I had to wear. It was weird. Very weird. But it's interesting to me because I had never really thought about the subjectivity of blasphemy before. Because for some reason this felt blasphemous to my childhood, even though I hated that stuff, but it just hit a nerve I didn't know I still had, and I am looking to correct that still. But it got me to thinking about how relative blasphemy really is. I think as an atheist, I tend to think of blasphemy as an objective thing where, oh, it's defiling something sacred to someone. Well, there's degrees to that, to personal, that I really had not thought about. I mean, I listen to quite a bit of heretical stuff, if I'm going to be completely honest. I was looking at black metal before. To psych myself up for videos to do these, I listened to... there's 3 tracks I listened to before doing this to kind of help me get in the headspace of blasphemy, which was B. Dolan, Joan of Arcadia, which the House of Bees Volume 1 mix is better than the Failure mix to me. And I listened to Back Lethal Jihad, which is I find to be a funny track. I probably offend a lot of people, and Aesop Rock, Holy Smokes. I think I listened to that one to get more into the Catholic ideology of the past. I don't know. Something in my head went, yeah, you should listen to that again. The wordiness of all of these kind of helped me, get into the headspace. And these songs would more than likely make all of these people cringe so hard. And to me, they are just music. So, relative to me, it's barely anything. Relative to them, it is straight up, pain to hear. Because there is a pain associated with blasphemy. A disrespectful pain. And honestly, you kind of just have to, I don't even like this term, but you kind of have to suck it up a bit just to get along in the world, because people aren't going to respect your beliefs all the time. As an atheist, I constantly have my belief that, evolution is real, is, disrespected. I didn't come from a monkey kind of crap. So, and to me, that could be construed a type of blasphemy, I suppose, but it's interesting because there's a personal, I think there is a sort of objective definition-wise blasphemy that sort of blankets the idea of saying things against a god or a religion and, in very broad terms. But once you get into the founders of the religion and the actual people involved, it becomes more of a personal thing, in my opinion. It's, me saying fucking Jesus Christ to, just because, I stubbed my toe or something, is not the same as fucking Saint Francis. It feels weird to say, and it feels too personal to me. But at the same time, it's like, no, I just insulted an entire a major religion's deity, and I don't feel bad. But I would feel bad with that. And I'd be very interested in finding out where other people's lines are with this. Because I'm sure I know, because I've watched, YouTube, that there are so many different beliefs and stuff. And I'd never want to edit or censor any of it, because that's how I am. But for me personally, there's a line there, and I'd like to know if anybody else has a certain line where it just feels too close to home. And I believe it starts off in this objective area because it's a blanket definition, and then as it comes closer to you, there's a relative sense of what you grew up with, what you're familiar with, and what you know. And that is interesting to me, I suppose. I really can't think of anything else to say about this at the moment. Like I said, I'm a bit looped, but I did want to bring this up. I would recommend that anybody who watches this go watch their Catholics watch God's Not Dead 2. It's actually a very good video and a good way to look at the other side of people that are religious and what they do and do not think and believe. I think it's actually a very interesting looking thing to watch. And I think that was a motorcycle in the distance, because for some reason it's October and it's fucking 65 degrees out, which is insane. It's November. Sorry. That's how out of it I am. Then again, it wasn't too long ago that it was October. So, I'm just interested. Does anyone else have lines of blasphemy that they did not know they had. Because I'm working in my head to correct it. Like, why is the whole saying things against Martin Luther thing bother me at all? It logically doesn't, but it was pounded so hard into my head as a child that it's hard to get rid of. Interestingly enough, I was baptized Catholic in a parish called Most Precious Blood, which is the creepiest, in my opinion, name for a church, except for Our Lady of Perpetual Sorrow. Both those are kind of tied for what the fuck, the what the fuck award. So, I don't know what... So, I was baptized Catholic, then went to Lutheran school and such. I wasn't really even, other than the religious stuff at school, I wasn't even raised religiously. I never believed it, but... So, that's out there. But I guess hearing this so much, having to read, Martin Luther's stuff, the Catechism, the 95 Theses, all of that stuff, it left something in me I didn't know I had. And I would challenge everybody to examine themselves if they used to believe something, if they have an old belief system, to find stuff like this and go, yeah, no, that's not really how I feel. It's more of a controller thing that I didn't know I had anymore. So, I'm gonna sign off before I say anything too stupid here. So, just think about things from your past and try and figure out if anything feels heretical to you. That is, or not heretical, blasphemous to you, in a hard way. Just try it. See what happens. See ya.